behalf of the school board and staff of the Mineral Point School District, I would like to welcome you to our presentation of the 2020 graduation ceremony. To the families of the seniors, thank you. Thank you for helping us educate the students. Thank you for helping us to instill a sense of commitment. And thank you for working with us to persevere through these difficult times. To the seniors, someone once said, "The struggle you are in today is developing the strength you need for tomorrow." Don't look back and think, "I didn't get a spring sports season, an awards night. I didn't get to travel to New York or Spain. I didn't get a graduation ceremony." I would like you to look back and think, after all the things I didn't get to do, I still earned my diploma. I am taking the next step in my own journey, whether that's to school or to work. Look back and think, I did it. I achieved. I am now part of a highly recognized group. I am a graduate from Mineral Point. I can do anything. Let this struggle become your strength. Congratulations to all of you, and best of luck as you move on from us. Our support as a school, as a family, and a community will go with you no matter where you go. Best wishes and congratulations.
I know this isn't exactly what we expected, but isn't that what high school is all about? You do a bunch of planning and preparing, but in the end, it all goes out the window. So I want to thank my family for everything they've done to prepare me for the future. I wouldn't be the same without them. I also want to thank all of my teachers and the staff at MPHS for their guidance and help. I've learned some of my most valuable lessons from them. Also, I'm particularly grateful for everything Mr. Austin, Mr. Paulskill, and Janet have done for me and the rest of the seniors this year. And thank you to all of my classmates for teaching me what it really means to be a pointer. When I moved here in 5th grade, you never let me feel alone, and I'll always remember that. You guys have pushed me outside my comfort zone in the best way possible, and you truly bring out the best in me. I wouldn't want to graduate with anyone else. Speaking of classmates, I want to congratulate our very own Cody Pierce for being named valedictorian. I know how hard you worked these last few years. I also want to thank and congratulate my fellow salutatorians, Nick and Owen. Thank you for teaching me the true meaning of considerate, and thank you for being there with me every step of the way. I'm so glad we get to finish this journey together. Finally, thank you to everyone at Mineral Point for making me feel like I belong. Out of all the places I've been, this feels the most like home. And to the class of 2020, congratulations. Despite everything, you did it.
Mr. Wainwright, Mr. Austin, faculty, graduates, families, and friends. First, I would like to congratulate salutatorians Lily, Owen, and Nick, and the entire Mineral Point High School class of 2020 on finishing high school with so many outstanding accomplishments. Whether those accomplishments were made in the classroom, on the court, on a stage, at home, or on the job. The current world situation has been difficult and unprecedented, but we made it. I am honored to have the opportunity to speak here today for Mineral Point High School's very first virtual graduation. While this is not the typical graduation we envisioned, I believe that behind the passing storm clouds that we are currently experiencing, the future still shines bright for each and every one of us. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cody Pierce, and I have attended the Mineral Point School District since 4th grade, after moving here from Virginia in the summer of 2011. While I've always been fascinated by technology, as a young child I never would have imagined that I'd be graduating from high school via video. I also never imagined I'd be standing here today giving a valedictory speech, and for that I am very grateful and humbled. To begin, I think I'd be speaking for the entire class by saying thank you to our school administrators, teachers, staff, our city, our parents, families, friends, and everyone else who joined together to make our graduation memorable and special. We know you went above and beyond to do everything you could to help us through this time and to celebrate us, the graduating class of 2020. While it's no secret that we were disappointed that we would not have a normal graduation, the caring and creative community of Mineral Point came together to make sure that the class without a graduation became the class with a groundbreaking graduation. And it has truly been one of the most memorable and heartwarming graduations to date. Although necessity caused traditions to be broken, we became the class of firsts, the first graduating class to earn their diplomas through online classes, the first to have all of their graduation memories recorded on videos, the first to have banners raised on Main Street, and the first ever to get a graduation parade. I hope that these in some ways become tradition for Mineral Point graduations in the years to come. And while we didn't get the traditional handshakes and congratulatory wishes after a ceremony, we were more than touched by the turnout at the parade, the personal shouts of congratulations, the support, and the conversations held with many as we passed by. It is truly something we will never forget. So again, the class of 2020 thanks you. Next, I would like to thank my immediate family for everything that they have done for me. You will never know how much the years of love and support helped me to get to this point today. I would like to give a special shout out to my sister Callie. We do not have a typical sibling relationship. Instead of sharing insults, we share laughs every day. In fact, my mom has always said that we've only ever really fought once. One day when we were kids, I guess I was bugging her a little too much, so she decided to bite a chunk out of my back. Callie, I can't thank you enough for being the best sister anyone could have. I am also very grateful for both of my grandmother's continuous love and support in everything that I do, and I will also never forget my late grandpa for the same. He lived and worked on the same farm outside of Mineral Point all of his life, and was one of the nicest, most genuine people you ever could have met. I strive to be more like him every day. I'm so proud to call all of you my family. Finally, I would like to personally thank the City of Mineral Point and its closely connected community. As I mentioned, I am originally from suburban Virginia. In 2011, I packed up my belongings and moved far away from family, friends, my school, basically all I had ever really known. Initially, I thought my life was over. Even in Haymarket, I was a quiet kid, but right after moving, and even up until now, people claim to have never heard what my voice sounds like. Guess we'll find out one day. However, I found a home in Mineral Point. Over time, I met many friends, made unforgettable memories, and learned much about rural living. In high school, I was able to have many opportunities through golf, band, choir, musical theater, clubs, and organizations that I likely would not have had in an environment like where I was in Virginia. Because of this, I want to thank the entirety of Mineral Point for what it has done for my life. Thank you everyone for being welcoming to any faith, even one who long believed that all tractors were made solely by some guy named John Deere. I hope to never forget any of you. I ask you to never lose what makes this place the great town that it is. I truly believe that there is no better place for me to end up than Mineral Point. For the rest of my time speaking today, I would like to talk about something that I've been thinking about a lot recently. A few months ago, this idea first came to my mind, as most of my ideas do. at 3 in the morning while trying to fall asleep. For many years now, we have been asked the very basic question, what do you want to be when you grow up? Look, I can barely ever figure out what I want in a drive-thru. Do you really expect me to have an answer to that question? Well, today, I'm happy to say that I do have an answer to that question. When I grow up, I want to be a role model. Alright, well, I know that might not feel like a valid answer. I believe that's one of the most legitimate answers to the question. The only thing is, how does one actually go about being a role model? The answer may first seem to be simple, but keep in mind that the idea of the perfect role model is different to each one of us, as we all look up to different people. Although, there must be some sort of universal qualities of a role model. So, what are they? What can any person do to be considered a great role model? And what is the general mindset shared by the best role models? While I found that answering these questions can become a very extensive discussion, I ultimately determined that I see all role models simply as life leaders, as I strongly believe in leading by example. With this idea in mind, I believe that the best role models make for the best leaders, and the greatest leaders have the potential to be the greatest role models. I say potential because people can sometimes lead and influence others with certain qualities that are not ideal of a role model. Personally, I refer to the ideal qualities for a role model to have simply as role model qualities, while I call the qualities that should be avoided anti-role model qualities. I bring to you today a list that I have compiled that covers what I believe to be both universal role model and anti-role model qualities. I ask for anyone and everyone to please pay attention to these points. While there are definitely many more that exist, this is the list of my personal major do's and don'ts of a role model mindset. Number 1. Be kind, respectful, and forgiving to others, and withhold from judging others. This will allow you to positively impact anyone and everyone. Treat all people as equals, and understand that everyone is human and makes mistakes. As this tends to be a very important character trait, if you do not do this, you will already have a poor image in the eyes of many, and they will probably not want to consider what else you have to say. If you do treat everybody equally, others will learn from your actions and begin to do the same. Number 2. Do not allow yourself to be your own worst enemy. At the end of the day, treat yourself how you want others to be treated. I said that right. Being a great role model does not require you to always be a perfect role model. You must be able to show yourself the same forgiveness that you show others. In the event that you mess something up, keep in mind that you are human like everyone else, and be willing to accept that you will inevitably make mistakes. Number 3. Show gratefulness for everything that you have. As we have experienced in the last few months, what we think we have secured in life can be taken away very quickly. Make it clear that you are genuinely grateful for what we still have, especially each other. Others will see that you truly care about them and may start to see you as even more of a role model to them. They will hopefully adapt your grateful mindset themselves. Number 4. Do not be selfish or dishonest. In my mind, one of the worst things aspiring role models can do is always put themselves before others, or make it seem that they are far more important than anyone else. To be a great role model, you must be willing to make personal sacrifices for the good of someone else. Set an example and teach those who look up to you that they should always try to act selflessly. Along these lines, know just how detrimental being selfishly dishonest can be to you and others. Do not lie yourself, and do not encourage others to be liars. Number 5. Know that it is okay to be wrong. Life is a learning process. Just like making mistakes, everyone is bound to be wrong. A lot. Don't try to insist that you're always right. Be willing to learn much as a role model, and wholeheartedly admit when you are incorrect. Prove to others that it is perfectly fine to not know an answer, to not understand something, or to have an answer in a completely different ballpark than the right answer. Number 6. Do not gloat about your successes. A couple of summers ago, I attended a soccer camp at my future school, Luther College. There, I learned 2 things. The first one is that I am for sure not a soccer player. The second was something I learned from my camp counselor. While it's fine to have fun, once you do something significant, my camp counselor told us, don't flex. You don't have to. Basically, when something you do is truly deserving of such recognition, you do not have to announce it to the world. People will notice what you did regardless. Finally, number 7 and number 8. Do your own thing and do not let life make you lose sight of your dreams or ignore your heart. I believe that the most important thing to do to be the best role model you can be is to be yourself. Be your own kind of role model. Own up to your successes and your mistakes. Embrace what defines you. Show the world your love for anything, such as things like academics, sports, video games, or religion. Take chances to pursue your dreams. When you do shoot for the stars, know the value of consistency and hard work. Be the person that your younger self would look up to. By being yourself, you will be showing the world who you are, and you will truly believe in what you are saying or portraying. Finally, at the end of the day, listen to what your heart suggests for you to do. If it says to listen to your brain for a logical response, you should probably do so. However, if it tells you to take a shot in the dark, trust your instinct and take that chance. No matter what, continue to be your own type of role model to the world. We have many different paths we can take in life, but we all have the opportunity to be a role model no matter which path we choose. I ask all of you to take some time to consider how to improve your own role model mindset. Again, congratulations to all of my now former classmates. These last few months have been a wild ride, but we have successfully reached the end of our high school years and are now entering into a brand new journey. Keep in mind that although the world will try to change us, all of us have the power to be a role model and to change the world. To accomplish that, you don't have to try to change the whole world. Being a role model means that you are actively changing at least one person's life for the better. Then, that person will hopefully continue to pass on to others what you have passed on to them. Even if they don't, remember that that person is only one person. You have the opportunity to positively influence many lives by being a role model who recognizes and tries to avoid anti-role model qualities. Over time, it will be hard to track just how much of an impact you have had on the world. My closing message to everyone is to always remember that there is good in the world. There always has been, and there always will be. To be sure that, let's be the good in the world. Thank you.
Life's too short to wake up with regrets. So love the people who treat you right, forgive the ones who don't, and believe that everything happens for a reason. If you get a chance, take it. If it changes your life, let it. Nobody said it would be easy. They just promised it would be worth it. Dr. Seuss. Today, we are blessed with the opportunity to celebrate the journey, milestones, and accomplishments of the senior class of 2020. I think that we can all agree that it hasn't been easy to navigate through these times of uncertainty, but the end result was well worth the work that you put in. As we take this time to celebrate the end of this chapter, let's take a moment to reflect on all that you have accomplished, worked for, learned from, relationships built, areas of growth, achievements, experiences that you took advantage of, and the joys of growing up in a small town. Moments that include qualifying and placing for the state competitions in FFA, FBLA, Forensics, Skills USA, and Solo Ensemble, winning conference championships in football, basketball, baseball, and softball, qualifying for the state baseball tournament twice, performing musicals, winning math team competitions, being recognized as all-conference performers, giving back during community service days, serving as managers for the athletic teams, cheering on fellow students, and holding the first graduation parade and virtual ceremony, to name a few. These are all just a few moments in time that have helped shape who you are up to this point and the direction you will continue in the future. It is a great achievement to have graduated from Mineral Point. Collectively, your class earned over $1 million in scholarship money, the highest amount to date. And like those who have graduated before you, you have all chosen to pursue many different career paths, which include agriculture, medicine, business and marketing, music, criminal justice, the trade skills, computers and technology, and education. Gandhi said, "You must be the change you wish to see in the world." As I begin to wonder what the future of the class of 2020 holds, I envision growth and success as reflected in former graduates. I imagine that many of you will lead teams, build companies, design products to benefit others, and use the tools that you have developed during your time at Mineral Point to make a positive impact on the world. The 2019-2020 school year will be remembered as a moment in history that will be forever ingrained in your life story. You have successfully met the challenges that have come with these times, taking on virtual learning, social distancing, navigating Zoom calls, and all of the other new firsts during this time. I applaud you in your effort, spirit, and pride as you have navigated this part of your journey. And while you have had many different experiences than those before you, it does not take away from anything that you have accomplished or the path that it took to reach these new heights. I think that I can speak for all of the teachers, staff members, and the community that we are extremely proud of each one of you. You have embraced these circumstances and have welcomed the opportunity to grow and learn. As you move on to the next chapter, we hope and pray that you can take what you have learned here to make a difference and conquer your goals. Finally, I leave you with another quote from Dr. Seuss. "You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So, get on your way." Congratulations and best wishes as you move on to the next chapter in your journey.
Justin Daniel Baylor, Benjamin Francis Basting, Wesley William Burgett, Grant Philip Bossert, Sammy Ray Bossert, McKenna Lynn Bowers, Bodie Clayton Broderick, Natalie Elise Chitwood, Nicholas Matthew DuBois, Abigail Aaron Edgington, Wyatt Scott Evans, Lainey Elizabeth Finkelmeyer, River Marie Gawley, Grady William Gorgon, Tessa Bernice Hansen, Andrew James Heisner, Sarah Margaret Heisner, Lauren Rebecca James, Nicole Renee Johnson, Eric Michael Keeler, Peyton Marie Lovinger, Isaac Thomas Lindsay, Jordan Robert Ludlum, Simon Timothy Mitchell, Myasia D. Sakura Neal, Cody Stephen Pierce, Liliana Faith Ruiz, Hannah Carey Reeser, Nevaeh Faye Scheidegger, Dalton Lee Schrank, Maggie Lucille Schubert, Sage Rose Shimmick, Alexis Caitlin Sommerfeld, Larry Levi Steffes, Owen Blair Stevenson, Kylie K. Sullivan, Lexus Ann Swanson, Laurencio Salvador Torres, Morgan Grace Vondra, Desiree Lee Walters, Blaze James Waters, Jenna Denise Wadick, Blake Walter Windhausen, Annie Jean Wilbanks, Madeline May Williams, Lily Tan Wong,